Thank you for joining me for another episode of Sam's Tech Stuff. Today, I'll be reviewing and working with the Straight Power 11 750 watt gold rated power supply courtesy of Be Quiet. The Straight Power 11 PSU series focuses on providing a wide range of wattages up to 1200 watts while being highly efficient and nearly silent under most load conditions. I'll be taking a look at the power supply specs, the build quality, and the installation experience into one of my gaming PCs on the bench. Before I get into the Straight Power 11 details, if you're interested in PC component reviews like this one, gaming PC builds, or home lab server content, get subscribed to the channel and click the bell icon below this video to get future video notifications. I'll be linking out to the Straight Power 11 PSU lineup in the description below, so definitely check that out too. All of the Straight Power 11 series power supplies are 80 plus rated. The lineup consists of gold and platinum rated power supplies. The gold series offers models with wattage ratings of 450, 550, 650, 750, 850, and 1000 watts. The Platinum series, however, starts out and finishes out a little bit higher, starting at 550 watts, extending all the way up to an impressive 1200 watts. I'll be testing the 750 watt model from the Gold series today. The entire Gold series has an efficiency rating of up to 93%. Both lines in the Straight Power 11 family use a Silent Wings 3 135mm fan for cooling. In Be Quiet tradition, the Silent Wings 3 offers great airflow with nearly no audible noise during operation. Be Quiet tested the PSU under 20%, 50%, and 100% loads to better understand the noise output. In terms of the results, at 20% they noted 8.41 dBA, at 50% they noted 9.01 dBA, and at 100% load, the power supply and the fan generated about 21.23 dBA. The Silent Wings fans are rated for several years of continuous operation at very low power draws, so they're definitely a quality unit. The air intake on the Straight Power 11 family of PSUs is actually funnel shaped. I'll put a picture on the screen now. You can kind of take a look at how they shaped it. Be Quiet says this increases airflow, which is definitely going to complement the wire-free design inside. The entire family of the Straight Power 11 PSUs are fully modular, meaning you can install whatever cables you want and leave the cables that you're not going to use outside of the case, creating much less clutter and typically leading to a much better looking PC build and a much better airflow build. Another interesting feature of the Straight Power series is that some of the previous Straight Power power supplies, such as the Straight Power 10 series or even the 9 series, can sometimes reuse some of the drive, PCI, or CPU power cables. Each PSU that's currently for sale on Be Quiet's website has a little compatibility checker, so if you do have an older power supply, I would definitely suggest going out to the website to see if any of your older modular cables are compatible. Be Quiet hasn't skipped out on any components inside of the PSU. The Straight Power 11 series features upgraded components for tighter voltage regulation, even under heavily sustained loads. The capacitors they opted to use have been tested up to 105C, though they probably will never see those kind of temperatures in most cases, thanks to the airflow design of the power supply. And the Straight Power 11 family of power supplies all come with 5-year manufacturing warranties. In terms of build quality, the power supply ranks as one of the top ones that I've tested so far. There were no manufacturing defects in the casing or the modular cables that were included. I went through and tested each of the modular cables just to make sure they were all working and everything was in perfect condition. I also made sure that I actually did plug every modular cable in, and I did use every modular cable slot on the power supply. There were no issues with plugging or unplugging any of them in, which was nice to see. Working with this power supply was quite easy. It's not the shortest power supply that I've used, but it was not the longest either. I was able to easily fit this under a smaller shroud for easy installation on my bench PC. The modular power cables on this power supply plug in vertically instead of horizontally, which I'm pretty used to, so this was an interesting change. There was no real performance benefit per se, but I did notice after the power supply was installed, it was a little easier to plug in additional modular power cables. I didn't have quite as hard of a time pushing them in. I'm assuming that's because I had a better grip on them. I also like that the power supply came with two types of CPU power cables, one that was a 4+4 configuration and one that was a molded 8-pin configuration. Be Quiet also includes multiple standard PCI Express cables to power graphics cards, but they also have a single connector that's a dual 6+2 cable option for graphics cards that require more than one power connection. Included in the power supply were a couple of mixed SATA and Molex power cables. These came in handy as it allowed me to reduce the overall number of cables that I used in the build. My bench system that I installed this power supply into is powered by a Ryzen 1600 and a GTX 1080 Ti. The power supply had no trouble at all providing stable power for the system stock and overclocked while I had the system running on full in the folding at home client. It can be hard to isolate the noise from a computer, but when I had the PC turned around and I was listening very closely to where the power supply was located, I did not hear any coil whine and I really couldn't even hear the fan at all. So that was definitely something I appreciated and something that we've come to expect from Be Quiet parts. So the power supply definitely holds up to the promise of being quiet. Overall, I really enjoyed working with the Straight Power 11 750 watt power supply. The Be Quiet PSU lineup was a little bit unfamiliar to me before I was in contact with Be Quiet. I have to say, after testing out the power supply in a couple of different PC builds in my lab, I'm quite happy with the overall performance, the sound, basically there isn't any, and the included cabling options. These power supplies would work well in near silent HTPC applications, as well as a top-of-the-line gaming or even a really power-hungry folding PC. I'll definitely be reusing this power supply in future gaming builds and projects on the channel. Let me know in the comments section what you think about the Straight Power series, or if you have any experience with the previous ones or the current generation. I'll be linking out to the Straight Power family of power supplies, including this 750 watt model, in the description below, as well as the manufacturing specifications. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. If you're looking for a new power supply, let me know down in the comments section what kind of build you've got and what you're looking for. I create gaming PC and home lab tech videos every week, so if this kind of stuff interests you, get subscribed to the channel, as there are many more videos coming out. Until next time, you can follow me on Twitter @SamsTechStuff, on Facebook at facebook.com/SamsTechStuff, or on the website samstechstuff.com.